What would you do if you had it all? The talent, the money, the fame, everything you ever dreamed of since you were a kid shooting hoops in your neighborhood. Would you cherish it? Would you build on it? Or would you throw it all away? For Javaris Crittenton, the answer came in the form of a bullet that wasn't even meant for its victim. A stray shot that ended the life of a mother of 4 and sent an NBA player's career into a death spiral that no one saw coming. How does someone go from being drafted alongside superstars to serving time for murder? Today, we examine the tragic case of a man who climbed to the top of the mountain, only to dive headfirst off the edge. Despite growing up in the projects of Atlanta, he showed no signs of falling victim to the streets. While peers got caught up hustling, Javaris stayed locked in on his books and basketball dreams. He spent countless hours in the gym, becoming a standout at Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy, alongside future NBA star Dwight Howard. By senior year, Javaris was named Mr. Georgia Basketball, voted class president, and earned McDonald's All-American honors with top D1 schools lining up to sign him. At Georgia Tech, he made an immediate impact, averaging 16.9 points and 6.2 assists in just 11 games. The school called him their most highly regarded point guard since Stephen Marbury in 1995, which he backed up by dropping 29 against Florida State. The fast track to the league. Though Javaris planned to study business, his talent was too big to ignore. After just 1 year at Georgia Tech, he entered the NBA draft. Looking back now, you must wonder how things might have played out if he'd finished school instead of being handed fame and fortune before turning 20. The fast track to success came with a dark price. Javaris claimed family and coaches convinced him it was time to chase his NBA dream. He thought signing with an agent would let him focus on basketball without money worries. Despite being mad young, Crittenton thought he had plenty to offer, a playmaker who could run an offense, get buckets, and finish at the rim. NBA scouts saw the same potential. At the 2007 draft, he landed a $2.6 million deal with the Lakers as the 19th pick. The Lakers squad? We're talking Fisher, Farmar, Odom, Vujicic, and Kobe in his MVP season, a roster most players would kill to join. With millions headed his way, Javaris had the world at his fingertips. Early warning signs. Initially, he played the humble rookie, talking about learning the business and staying professional. Man, those words would soon become straight ironic. Even with the Lakers' support, Javaris couldn't get much playing time with Kobe doing his thing. Tension built with coach Phil Jackson, who told the press Javaris needed patience, something he clearly wasn't about. Just 3 months later, Javaris and Kwame Brown were shipped to Memphis for Pau Gasol. But his heart stayed in LA, which would become where he'd lose himself. Even as he bounced between cities, he and his cousin Scooter kept their Crip connections. When Dalla got shot dead at the Beverly Center in May 2009, you'd think Javaris would see it as a warning. Instead, he doubled down, even getting a gang sign tattooed on his skin. While his personal life was burning to the ground, so did his game. After a brief run in Memphis, where he dropped a career-high 23 against the Knicks, he was traded to the Washington Wizards. In Washington, he averaged 10 points on 50% shooting, but his career would implode there as his street persona invaded his professional world, leading to one of the most notorious confrontations in NBA history. The infamous gun incident. It started on a team flight after a tough loss. Javaris and his teammates were gambling at cards. When Gilbert Arenas joined in, things got heated quickly. As the game went on, Javaris got more pissed watching his money disappear, especially with Arenas clowning him. What began as trash talk turned to straight-up threats. By landing, both men were furious, with Javaris claiming he was being cheated. The situation peaked when Javaris threatened to shoot Gilbert, who responded that he'd bring the guns himself. And guess what? He did exactly that. Consequences and downfall. The fallout was brutal. Arenas took a felony plea deal costing him a $40 million shoe contract. Both players received some of the heaviest suspensions in NBA history. Players like JaVale McGee and Nick Young had different stories about what went down. Some said Arenas was flipping guns around like nothing. Another version described a Wild West scene with Javaris turning slowly, revealing his own loaded gun pointed at Gilbert, like something straight out of a movie. After serving his suspension, the Wizards terminated Javaris' contract. Having joined the league at 19, his NBA career was over by 22, lost to a moment of aggression. Just like that, gone. With no NBA team willing to touch him, Javaris drifted deeper into Crip life. His ex-girlfriend later said that while he had protection in Atlanta, LA changed him completely. He thought he was building a white picket fence, but was putting up black barbed wire. In July 2010, police questioned him about gang ties and a possible connection to a shooting that killed a pregnant woman. Though he denied involvement, this foreshadowed what was coming: the point of no return. His troubles popped off when he got robbed at gunpoint in Atlanta, losing $55,000 worth of jewelry just 2 weeks after his Porsche was stolen. When police tried to help, Javaris brushed them off, saying he'd handle it himself. Big mistake. Convinced members of the Raised on Cleveland gang, ROC, were behind the robberies, particularly a 17-year-old known as Lil Tick, Javaris tried negotiating through gang channels. While riding with his cousin in a rented Tahoe, he spotted Lil Tick and opened fire. But his aim? Trash. Instead of hitting his target, he shot an innocent bystander, 22-year-old Julian Jones, a mother of 4, who died at the hospital. Multiple 911 callers identified Javaris as the shooter. His life was about to come crashing down. Evidence stacked quickly. Witnesses picked Javaris out in lineups. Police found the rented Tahoe with gunshot residue and his fingerprints. After the shooting, he bounced from a basketball tournament and fled to LA. The FBI caught him at John Wayne Airport and brought him back to face serious charges, including murder, assault with a deadly weapon, and participation in criminal street gang activity. Instead of chilling on $230,000 bail, Javaris got caught up in drug trafficking. Justice served. After several delays, Javaris faced trial in 2015, led by DA Paul Howard, ironically the father of his former teammate Dwight Howard. The DA admitted how painful it was to prosecute someone who once showed so much promise. Investigators also linked Javaris to the 2010 shooting that killed a pregnant woman, alleging he helped gang members evade justice. The dude was in deep. Facing life in prison, Javaris took a plea deal for voluntary manslaughter and aggravated assault with a firearm, getting a 23-year sentence. Life after prison. Since getting out, Javaris has kept a low profile. He's reportedly squashed his beef with Gilbert Arenas and started talking about his experiences, offering advice to young NBA players. When discussing players like Ja Morant facing controversies, Javaris breaks down how hard it is for young athletes with sudden millions to know who's really in their corner. Some who did time with him describe a man who truly regrets his choices. But no matter how much he's changed, his story remains a painful reminder of wasted potential. No amount of regret can bring back his NBA career or return Julian Jones to her 4 children. With that raw potential, Javaris Crittenton could have been a star. Instead, he's a cautionary tale. Remember that next time you think about throwing it all away.